Hello and welcome to the Real-Esteem podcast. Today is May the 16th, 2018. I'm your host, Patrick Tabor, and today on the Marriage Edition, we're going to talk about your thoughts. If you'd like to listen to any of our previous podcasts or get more information about our book, please visit us at enith.com, EYNIITH.com. When was the last time you checked your thoughts? Or in other words, kind of reviewed the things that you think about. What do you think about the most? Why do you think about those things? What kind of time and effort do you put into making sure your thoughts are clear and that you're thinking about things that are good and of good report? Well, in Philippians 4:8, it says, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things." In your marriage, you've got to come to the point where you think good thoughts, you look for optimistic outcomes, you project the right or correct mindset. And that's only going to happen if you have the right thoughts. You have to think on those things that are good and of good report, those things that are lovely, honorable, pure, commendable. If you really think about it, if you think about those good things, you're going to feel better about yourself. And it's kind of like a rotating cycle. You will continue to think good things. I found myself many times, when I think negatively or maybe thinking pessimistically, my thoughts go downhill and I start thinking about terrible things or looking for terrible things to think about. It's just the way we are constructed. So what you have to do in your marriage, you want your marriage to be built on good quality thoughts. So when you think about your spouse, what are the good things that you know about them that you can not only tell them, but you can continue to reprocess those thoughts? Your wife might be beautiful, so you continuously think about how beautiful she is. She might be able to sing, so you always remind yourself of how good of a singer she is. She may be good with kids. So you tell yourself every day how great it is that your wife is good with the kids. Same thing goes for husbands. You may be the wife and your husband may be good at managing the finances. So it's good to keep those thoughts going. He may be good at repairing things around the house or working on the vehicles so that you save money and don't have to go to a mechanic all the time. Whatever those thoughts are that are going to be beneficial to making you see your spouse in a very good light. And those, it's good because it says, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true." If you know those things about your spouse, they are true. They're only going to make you feel better because you will know the truth and the truth has set you free or made you free. If it's honorable or just or pure, those things that you think about, they make you want to be closer to your spouse. And you always need that, especially in the society that we live in today. We have so many distractions, so many things that will pull us away or tend to draw our attention away from our spouse. We have to remember those things that caused us to want to marry our spouse, caused us to want to stay with our spouse or remain. We have to remember that God placed that person in our life and we have an obligation to them to be happy about God's choice for us. So, we have to look at those things that are good. In Romans 8:5-6, it says, "For those who live according to the flesh set their minds on the things of the flesh, but those who live according to the Spirit set their minds on the things of the Spirit. For to set the mind on the flesh is death, but to set the mind on the Spirit is life and peace." I know, guys, you always want peace. That is the number one thing most husbands want. They want peace. They want peace in their home. They want peace on their job. They want peace when they're out and about. They just want peace. I mean, it's almost like one of the most important things that you can get for a guy is to give him peace. If you want peace, though, guys, then you have to set your mind on things according to the Spirit. That's where your mind will be set to peace. If you think on things of the flesh, all the things that we want to gain, the cars that I want to have, the games that I want to go to, if we focus on all those things of the flesh, that's where we're going to reap from the flesh. So let's be mindful to always know, if we want life and peace, if we want that peace in our home, we're going to have to look for the things in the spirit to develop that peace for us. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but to be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect." So I was telling my wife this, and I think it's very interesting. Sometimes we don't account for the fact that your spouse may be growing. So you may feel like you know them very well and you've got them down pat, you've got it nailed. You can predict what they're going to do and say. And yes, that's a good thing. And I hope you can do that often. But just remember, just as God is helping you grow, he is also helping your wife grow or your husband grow. So you have to adjust and be renewed in your mind about them. Because if God's helping them to grow, they're becoming better. You can't keep the same standards or keep them in the same box that you formerly knew, because they're growing, they're getting better, they're getting stronger, they're getting smarter, they're developing a closer relationship. So you can't go by the same patterns that you had went before, because God is growing them, just as hopefully he's growing you. So I hope you got something out of this today. Be blessed. Grace and peace.